Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 23-year-old Kentucky resident Israel Easterday was seen in a tree near the Capitol. He was holding a Confederate flag basically across his chest. So then he headed to the Capitol. He walked over with the mob, and after the mob broke through the police lines on the East Front, Easterday followed them up a set of stairs that lead to the East Rotunda doors. So he was still waving around his pro-slavery flag, and Easterday weaved through the crowd until he was face-to-face with the police officers who were guarding those doors. He shot an officer directly in the face at close range with pepper spray. Now, the prosecutor says he didn't bring the pepper spray that day. Someone handed it to him. But, you know, they said that basically he didn't hesitate. As soon as the person handed him that canister, he shook it and then emptied the entire thing in the officer's face. Then he threw the empty can back into the crowd. And then the officer later described, the officer that he hit in the face, described the pain like, quote, if you got battery acid thrown on your face, it's that kind of burning feeling. It's not a pepper burn. And then the officer said that pain lasted for hours. He also had partial blindness. And then sometime later in the day, he passed out while he was in the middle of Trump's terrorists. And he said that when he came to, one of the people around him was trying to steal his baton, and he had to fight the guy, and basically to fight him away from the baton. And he told the jury, you know, in his diminished state, he was terrified. He thought someone might try to steal his gun and then use it against him or his fellow officers. But that wasn't Easterday's only assault on January 6th. After spraying that officer, he immediately moved to another nearby location, and Easterday was seen on video accepting a second can of pepper spray from another person. Easterday turned, they said he looked at the police. They have him on video doing this. He looked at the police and he smirked. And then he moved back toward the door. He raised his hand as high as he could, and he started spraying officers who were trying to, at that point, fight off the mob, keep the doors closed. And they said Easterday managed to hit another officer directly in the face. Now, the second officer, named Acevedo, told the court, quote, if anybody's gotten some sort of something hot, any substance in their hand, just imagine that maybe 100, 200 times on your sensitive eyes. So as with the first officer, Acevedo said he couldn't see anything for several hours. And a short time after that second attack, Easterday was seen illegally entering the Capitol. So other people in the mob had forced the doors open from the inside by that point. I've talked about this numerous times. People who had climbed in through other windows or gotten in through other doors, they went to the doors and windows throughout the building and tried to let in more of Trump's terrorists. So they pushed the doors open from the inside. So Easterday walked in, but then he was seen on video standing just inside the door, and he was pulling other people inside with him. So Easterday then walked throughout the Capitol. He was seen just outside of the Senate chamber, and after about 13 minutes inside, he exited the building. And then immediately after the Capitol attack, Easterday destroyed his evidence. On January 7th, Easterday deleted his photos, all of his posts, and all of his messages from Facebook. Later that same day, he then deactivated his entire Facebook account, and then 7 minutes later, he reactivated it. And when the FBI searched Easterday's Facebook account in 2022, they said it was, quote, basically empty. And they said that's even though his history on Facebook, when they reviewed it, it showed that he was a consistent user of the site, like almost a daily basis, essentially. They also said that Easterday lied to the probation office, and he told them he didn't have any social media accounts. And he obviously had the Facebook account. He also had an Instagram account. So Easterday was arrested on December 8th of 2022, and he was charged with 2 counts of assaulting officers with a dangerous weapon, civil disorder, entering a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, one of which also included that deadly or dangerous weapon enhancement, and 2 counts of physical violence, one of those also included the deadly or dangerous weapon enhancement. Also parading or demonstrating in a Capitol building. So Easterday refused a plea deal. He opted for a jury trial. And in October of 2023, the jury found Easterday guilty on all counts. So he was looking at up to 20 years in prison based on just one of the assault charges, also 3 years of probation and $250,000 in fines. And this time the prosecutor asked for a pretty severe punishment. They requested 151 months in prison, so close to 12 and a half years, also 3 years of probation and $2,000 in restitution. Now, Easterday's attorney begged for leniency, and the attorney explained that Easterday was homeschooled by his Amish parents until he was 15 years old. Then he started working on the family farm milking cows. And they said basically he only knew what was, quote, filtered through the lens of his parents. They also said he, quote, plainly did not fully understand what the Confederate flag signified. And they said that on the afternoon of January 6th, he went home and he Googled, what does the rebel flag represent? So, waving around a flag, you have no idea what it means. So the U.S. District Judge in this case was James Boasberg. He presided over Easterday's case, and when all was said and done, he sentenced Easterday to 30 months in prison, 2 years of probation, 500 hours of community service, and $2,000 in restitution. I don't know. I'm pretty surprised that the judge went this easy on him. Judge Boasberg is pretty damn tough. I get, okay, his family kept him in a bubble, but this guy is off, doing missionary work, and then he's at the Capitol attacking police officers with pepper spray. I don't care how sheltered you are growing up, you know right from wrong, or you're supposed to, right? And you're supposed to know that you don't physically harm police officers. And I thought the Amish were supposed to be these uber gentle people who abhor violence. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess at his age, 30 months in prison, that is going to feel like an eternity. I mean, I can only imagine, supposedly, according to the sentencing memo, he is a big drinker. He uses a lot of weed. So 30 months without weed, without alcohol, no girls. That is hell on earth at that age, I have to say. Anyway, hopefully he gets it, doesn't dig in further. Maybe he'll realize that his parents aren't exactly right about everything. All right, I will let you all know when I hear more or if I hear more about this guy. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it with everyone you know, become a subscriber if you have not. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.